what is an Elite Specialization? If you just started playing Guild Wars 2 or planning to play Guild Wars 2, then you must have heard this term before. And the new End of Dragons expansion brings another 9 of these Elite Specializations to the table. This brings the total of Elite Specializations in Guild Wars 2 up to 27. So what exactly is an Elite Specialization? How can you unlock them, and what's the difference between regular specializations? It's me, Kyo, and let's get into that. Before we start talking about Elite Specializations, we need to talk about normal specializations first. When you reach level 21 on any character, you will be able to choose your first specialization. Your next specialization lines will unlock at level 45 and 71. These specializations are similar to trait lines in other MMORPGs. If you are unfamiliar with those, it's basically a line of options where you can select passive effects to boost your skills and actions. These options are called traits in Guild Wars 2. To further develop these specializations, you'll have to complete hero challenges all around the world of Guild Wars 2. Each challenge grants you 1 hero point. Hero challenges in expansion maps like Verdant Brink in Heart of Thorns grant you 10 hero points at a time. Once you have done a couple of these hero challenges, you can spend your well-earned hero points in the training menu. You can go there by pressing H and then navigate to training. Here, you are able to spend your hero points on skills for your action bar or traits that you can use for your specialization. Once you've done that, it's time to activate your first specialization. You can find the specializations when you press H on your keyboard. Then you go to the Build tab, and here you can find 3 specialization lines. You have the option to choose 5 different specializations, however you can only have 3 active at the same time. Don't worry though, you can change them at any time with no cost as long as you are out of combat. Each profession or class has their own unique specializations, so a warrior won't be able to choose the same specializations as a necromancer. By combining these specializations, you can choose specific traits that fit your playstyle. For example, if I want to heal players as an elementalist, I can choose traits from the water specialization. The first trait, Soothing Mist, is a great example of this. This trait heals all nearby allies whenever I'm in water attunement. And if I want to do more damage instead, I can create a build that benefits the fire specialization. This fire specialization increases my damage output passively and also boosts the fire skills I use. There are all sorts of builds out there that combine these specializations. Always read the description of these builds before you try them. A combination of traits can make specific skills way more powerful. Now you have a general idea of specializations, but what exactly is an elite specialization? As the name suggests, an elite specialization is better than a regular specialization. Whenever you reach level 80, you are able to continue spending your hero points on a new elite specialization. These elite specializations can completely change the playstyle of your profession. It also allows you to wield another weapon that your character was not able to use before. Elite specializations are not included in the base game or the free-to-play version of the game, and are tied to one expansion. In some cases, an elite specialization ties into the lore of that specific expansion. Take for example the Mirage, the elite specialization of the Mesmer for the Path of Fire expansion. This elite specialization uses the power of sand and illusions to deal damage. This fits the desert theme of the Path of Fire expansion. This might all sound a bit overwhelming, so let's take a step back. Let's say you've leveled an elementalist up to level 80. You are now able to continue your story in any of the expansions. And let's say you want to start with Heart of Thorns first, the first Guild Wars 2 expansion. If you have the Heart of Thorns expansion, you are able to use the Tempest elite specialization for the elementalist. You can unlock skills and traits for the Tempest elite spec by completing hero challenges in the Heart of Thorns maps. It's the same as before with regular specializations. Once you've unlocked the Tempest with your hero points, you are able to activate it in the Build tab. I can also use a Warhorn by using the Tempest Elite Specialization. This gives me access to a number of new skills that I could not use before. Also, the first trait of the Tempest Elite Specialization trait line tells me what my character also gains access to. In the case of the Tempest, we get the ability to overload our attunements. This new ability supercharges the element we are currently using and deals damage and provides buffs to myself and allies. You can then enhance your new weapon that you can wield and your special ability by unlocking more traits in your Elite Specialization line. Also, you might have noticed that your profession icon has changed whenever you use an Elite Specialization. Each specialization has their own unique icon. Other players can see this and know which elite specialization you are playing. This only covered one elite specialization of one expansion, but I think you get the basics now, and if not, leave a comment and I'll be happy to help. If we're using that same elementalist from our previous example but now go to Path of Fire, the second expansion of Guild Wars 2, you can start to unlock the Weaver trait line. The Weaver is able to use a sword and is able to blend elements together. So if I use a fire skill first and then go to water, I get a unique skill based on those two elements. For the End of Dragons expansion, the third expansion, you can start unlocking the Catalyst elite specialization. The Catalyst is able to use a hammer in combat and is able to summon a Jade Sphere. This Jade Sphere creates a combo field which allows you to buff your allies or increase your own damage. So each Guild Wars 2 expansion adds another layer to your current profession. The explanation of each profession and their elite specializations deserves a video on its own, so I won't cover that now. Each elite specialization brings a new playstyle to the table. As a regular elementalist, you are able to deal damage and heal your allies. As a Tempest, you gain more supporting abilities while you can still do a good amount of damage. As a Weaver, you are a full damaging machine that utilizes the power of two elements at the same time. And as a Catalyst, you are a somewhat stationary tank that can still do a great amount of damage. There must be a playstyle in there that fits your preference or your current combat situation. And this was only the elementalist we've covered. Other professions or other classes have different elite specializations and playstyles. But to summarize, you are able to unlock regular specializations by leveling your character. Once you reach level 80, you are able to unlock elite specializations based on the expansion you've bought. Do you know the difference between regular specializations and elite specializations now? If not, leave a comment, I'll be happy to help. And did the video help you? Don't forget to share it with your guildies and subscribe to the channel for more Guild Wars 2 content. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace!